we have the same environment in our business of Coyote, and there's many, many times referred to as the Coyote way. From stage, in meetings, the Coyote way, and it has a nice ring to it, but it's hard to live up to. And you set that direction, and many times it comes from those who own, operate, and run a business, just like Mr. John Husband Sr. established his business that would carry on for multiple generations. And the Coyote way is part of the vision, the direction of why and who we are. Now I'm going to shift now to answering a question that I avoided last night. And that question was, will you give us the vision for Coyote for the next several years? And I've had that question really quite a few times. And it's caused me to reflect on my own personal vision for Coyote. And you get to hear some more farm stories, lucky day. But my dad, I remember as a young man, or boy, just asking him about buying farms and growing the business. And his comment about the farms he wanted to own was, I don't want to own all the farms, I just want to own what borders me. Now think about that. I just want to own what borders me. Well, that is all the farms. Because when you buy the next one, then pretty soon everything borders you. It was kind of a joke, but it has a good message that I want to work off of today. And that is the vision of Coyote. Now, as I've thought about the vision of Coyote and carrying hands in different aspects of Coyote, when I think about 5, 10 more years down the road, sometimes putting a vision on it limits me mentally. And if I were to say, what was the vision for carrying hands when it starts? We way exceeded that vision. We way exceeded what I would have thought would have accomplished. So I've come to terms with what the vision is to me, and it's not a destination, it's not the promised land, it's what I see where Coyote is going. To me, vision is not a destination, it's a direction.
Yep.
And that's the only way I can really look at it. Now that direction has multiple goals. Goals, some short term, some long term, that are always focused, always working hard towards accomplishing, but different than a vision is the direction with goals that are in place. When you want to see a vision, I like to think of 3 points, and I'll compare a rifle. Looking the rear sight, the front sight, and what you're pointing at. And when you want to see the vision of the company, you look at 3 points. Look for who and what they used to be, who and what they are now, and who and what they plan on being in the future. And to me, that establishes the vision of where that company is going. I want to make some comparisons on vision and how to accomplish that, and I'll start with another farm vision. I'm getting ready to have my main potato harvest in about 2 to 2.5 weeks. So I'm going home and preparing for potato harvest. So I'll tell you what I envision with potato harvest. And it's my favorite time of the year. I regularly have people ask me if I get tired of it. There's a lot of stress, there's a lot of pressure, and I just flat thrive on it. I love it. And the first day of harvest, if I'm not out in the field watching the potatoes get dug, there's a hole in me, there's something wrong with me. So what I picture is literally millions of potatoes just bubbling up from the dirt. I don't know if you've seen a harvest, but the method of harvesting the potatoes is the point of the harvester goes under the potatoes and gently lifts them up. The chain gently shakes the dirt out, and they're transported to the storage. But it's done carefully. Speed is really important. The moisture in the dirt, everything's important not to damage it. So there's millions of potatoes being done. Gently, carefully. And that's part of my job, to make sure they are treated carefully. Now as I compare that to the vision of Coyote, it's very similar. I see millions of people positively affected because of what Coyote does and because of what you do. Our vision is our mission statement. We bring hope, a better future, better health. The same with Caring Hands, we bring hope to children. We bring hope to help people have meals. So that's the vision I see with Keone. It's similar to a harvest, where all around the world, millions of people become better because of what we're doing. I see thousands of people at conventions, and I've seen it. In fact, the story Casey said about me being in Dallas 3 years ago, I'm going to share that. It's a little light-minded. But I think it's the one with 5,000 people there. And I was the only one that came from corporate. And Team Fusion put it on. It was a different production company behind the scenes. So I had a PowerPoint in 30 minutes to impress everyone. So I walked out on stage and the lights were way too bright. I'd been in the audience, so I knew there were 5,000 people. But it was bright, and as I walked on the stage, I got the giggles. I'm thinking, these people think I know something. Yeah, once you start giggling, I have a bunch of teenage daughters who go through that a lot, and they start doing it, they can't quit. That's me giggling. So finally I get up on the stage, make a few very funny things, like obviously I'm very humorous, and try to get the audience locked up. Then I call for my PowerPoint. And then I call for my PowerPoint again. And the third time, on the monitor it says, "We don't have your PowerPoint." There's a word that came into my mind that I shared last night, I won't share again. But I had reviewed it the night before, so in my mind I can picture it. I don't think anyone actually knew, but I did. And then about 3/4 of the way through it, came up, "Would you like the video you have?" So yeah, I'll take video now. But my memory of that was not that I was very impressed.
Word.
Yeah. So back to vision. And I'm going to go back to my potato farm. My favorite potato is about that big. I'll call it a 70 count because there are 70 potatoes in a box that are that size. But it weighs 12 ounces approximately. And that's how it's sold as a 70 count. They're all sized that way. But that's my favorite size potato to take home. That's the one that usually is worth the most money. And to me, that's just the prettiest potato. But I got this done little exercise. So I'll pick up a potato and harvest, going across the conveyor, maybe out of the road, look at it, and this mental game of, I wonder where this potato is going. And I'll think, maybe it's going to Dallas. Maybe it's going to New York. A lot of things go in mind. And because we ship all around the United States. And then I'll think, I wonder who is going to get this potato. Is it going to be in a nice restaurant with a T-bone steak sitting next to it? Is it going to be a young family that's mashed and the parents in a hurry to cook it? There are a lot of ways I can picture who's going to be the end user of that potato. One time when I was in Dallas, and I was in a restaurant, and I embarrassed my wife again by asking the waiter to go ask what it says on the box of the potatoes. It was a Bob Steakhouse, the nicest one I've ever been in. It was my potatoes. Now it was bigger than a 70 count. I'm not just saying this because I'm in front of you here. In Texas, they take bigger potatoes. Anyway, it's kind of a fun game to think about who's going to benefit from the fruits of your labor. Well, I've taken that same approach to Keone, and sometimes I'll pick up a pack of Sundays and think, who bought this? Is it somebody I know? And I was in Monday in our warehouse in Meadow Falls, and it was just a buzz. It was the day after Labor Day, first day of the work week, and things were hectic and going every which direction. But I had that same thought because I was coming here, looking at the sunrise. Who sold that? Who's it going to? Is it one of Miles and Heidi's team members? And why did they take it? Is it somebody that's got a health issue? They just want to feel better? It's a part of a growing team? But who's going to benefit from that partnership we have where all partnership that we have. I was in Phoenix about a month ago. I mentioned this way too long. I don't know why anybody ever settled there. It's crazy. I just should have kept on going. The county, the car didn't run out of gas, the horse was running out of hay. It was so hot. Anyway, so I was there. I'm gonna back up a step. About a month before that, my daughter called me, and she said, somebody reached out to me on, I think it was Facebook or something on social media, and has contacted me about Kayani, and is recruiting me. Just a nice lady, I don't know her. She reached out to me. Well, I'm pretty excited about this. So I said, have a little fun with it. Don't tell her who you are.
Oh my God.
You're going.
Oh my
She said,
God.
oh, I can't do that. That'd be dishonest. Well, no, you just have fun first, and then you tell her. Anyway, she sent me a picture of who it was because they were from Arizona, and I was getting ready to go to Phoenix. So I got a picture of her and her husband, just a delightful couple. And when I went to Arizona, I think maybe this couple will get there. So I asked one of the people over the meetings, is she gonna be here? Yeah, she's gonna be there. So I could not resist the opportunity to put her on the spot.
Oh my goodness.
We worked down to who's in social media,
Oh no.
who's done this, and finally who has reached out to somebody from another state, and down to just a couple hands I pinpointed down, so I put her right on the spot and said, why don't you tell me your story, who have you reached out to? Anyway, she reached out to my daughter, which it was a little emotional for me because, it could have been a different environment, it could have been my daughter that needed the help instead of this girl. And this is the most emotional. That girl had a son that was 15 that had some serious problems. And they were getting ready to have him taken out of the home. And I don't want to share any names, but once he started taking the product, they overcame the problems that he had, and they were more social. And they went away, and he's functioning, happy, and still lives home. Anyway, so my wife said it'll help people. How you ever imagine how many ways it'll help people. Anyway, I need to get back on track. Sorry. I think about the different ways in our vision that our products help people. But then when I go to the next step, I think about carrying hands and how it helps people. And that's a very important part of our vision. And if I were to define the vision for carrying hands, I can't define it two as a destination. But our vision is to help feed as many millions of kids as we can and improve their health, improve their education as we can possibly do. And together as partners, we're doing that. Have you seen the little video with the smiley face on the carrying hands?
Yeah.
You've seen that?
Yeah.
It's amazing. Well, I was at the Philippines about the time they made that, and we were at the biggest toxic dump site in Manila, and the kids that were 6 years old or 10 years old looked like they were 6 because they were malnourished, and set up a feeding station, and when we supply that feeding station. And so when I see that video of this happy face potato pack going to Manila, that's what I picture. But it's still great things all around the world. And our vision, I can't limit it by saying what it can do other than how much it can do. That's a combination of carrying hands and potato pack. My goal is to have potato pack being fed to hungry kids on every continent except Antarctica. All of my research said there are no hungry children in Antarctica. But all the other continents have needs, so that's a goal that is part of our vision.
Love it.
Another part of our vision, to me, is reflected in the car program. And I talked a little about cars and I like them, but about how I really feel about the car program quite a bit last night. But it is a pretty cool feeling to be at a road rally and see hundreds of cars, almost all white, snaking behind you on the freeway, all with the same goal, Cars all have been earned by hard work, dedication, and unselfish approach, all with the same mission. And probably my most memorable experience was in Rome with hundreds of cars, and by then some of them almost completely lost, with a police escort going around the Colosseum. And all of the cameras turned away from the Colosseum, taking pictures of the white car driving by. What a great experience. But the car program also reflects some of Coyote's vision. The loyalty bonus. And I don't want to say a lot about it, other than that's part of our vision. When you work hard, when you earn a lot of things in life, and your environment changes to where you're going to be working less, doing other things, what a great opportunity to see the loyalty bonus help people who have worked hard. And that we can be a part of that loyalty bonus moving ahead.
Thank you.
A little video, I mean, you've probably seen it before, but it's one of my favorite videos, so I'd like to play that for just a minute.
It's about the Serengeti. He likes that one, the lion. I'm guessing. Mm-hmm. Good guess.
As autumn arrives in the western United States, the serene country landscape is visited by harvesters, both man and machine. Local farmers take great pride in filling their cellars with world-renowned Idaho potatoes. A good potato harvest isn't just the result of 3 weeks of digging. It's not even the result of an entire season of careful watering and management. A good potato harvest is the result of many years of seed development, and it all starts with the nucleus seed. In the first year, it begins when a nucleus seed is grown in a protected, nurturing environment, shielded from insects and disease. It is a pure source, uncontaminated, and the essential beginning to the health of the future crop. In the second year, nucleus seeds are used to grow what we call Generation 1, or G1 seed. This is done at seed farms that are geographically isolated from other farming activities, usually in colder, higher elevations, to prevent contamination and disease. In the third year, we grow G2 seed. This is done in a separate, isolated seed area many miles away. In the fourth year, G3 seed is grown. Following each of these harvests, the seed is carefully tested to ensure the plant is disease-free. In the fifth year, G4 seed is produced, which is what most farmers will finally use the following season to grow their potatoes. When a farmer inspects a healthy potato crop, he knows that its success actually began nearly 6 years ago with a pure, uncontaminated nucleus seed. The seed development process is very difficult and lengthy, but it is the best way to produce strong, healthy potato plants. The network marketing industry is, in many ways, like potato farming. When network marketing companies fail or fall apart, their framers often go on to form or join new organizations, bringing with them the same ineffective practices that led to their failure. A contaminated seed will only yield a diseased crop. Coyote is different. Coyote was formed like a nucleus seed, free from contamination and disease. We built Coyote on a foundation of principles and ethical business practices that, for us, have already proven to be successful in our respective enterprises. This execute. I mentioned I like the 70 count potato, 12-ounce potato. And it's nice to like it, but I have to grow it. So I'm gonna tell you that the system I used to do that, because what I want to talk about next is the importance of staying within the system that works. So I'm already preparing next year's environment for the potatoes I'll grow next year. Spreading compost, preparing the soil just right, to create an environment before winter sets in for potatoes to be planted. And then next spring, I've got a very repetitious system. And repetition is very important in the system. So I have my optimum size seed is 2.6 ounces. So I want to plant a 2.6 ounce piece of seed every 12.5 inches. And then I want to cover it with 6 inches of dirt. In order to accomplish that, my tractor needs to go 3.4 miles an hour to space the seed just right. Now that sounds pretty simple. And that's what I do. But I do it about 50 million times every year. Now that's repetition. Now I've had neighbors who like to do test plots. We do test plots. We like to think out of the box and try new ways, and we find ways to improve it. But I do a small test. And this is the way I plant my crop. And it's been successful for me, and it continues to be successful. But it is because I follow the system. Because I do it over and over again. And then once the crop's planted and it starts to come up, I need to know what the needs of the crop are. So I take soil tests and test the tissue every week. It's going to need about 25 units of nitrogen every week and about 7/10 of an inch of water every 48 days. Now I'll vary from that as I test it, but that's what makes my crop successful, is because I follow that system. Now we have excellent systems. There's not really, excellent doesn't describe it. Unbelievably good systems developed in Coyote. As I mentioned, we have an IT team that is second to none to make sure we don't just get good, but we stay good. Your leaders, they understand the system. And that's why they're successful. That's part of the reason they're successful, mixed with hard work and good judgment. Now, I've had the chance to interact with a lot of business partners and friends. And some of them had an amazing amount of charisma, and they built a great organization. But they don't maintain it. You can't pass that charisma down. It's great to have it, but to have a work ethic and stay within the system is hands-on, in my observation, is what's made most of the business partners the most successful. When they stray from the system, it falls apart. When they stay in the system, they're successful. So I don't want to beat that to death, but that's been my observation, and it's time-tested, and it's so important that you do that. You'll get a lot more training about what you can do to be successful in this vision. You've seen some of it today, the importance of attending all your meetings. Being enthusiastic is contagious in a positive way. Of caring about those that you work with, of mentoring them, of having the team effort to accomplish something. On my team for harvest, it truly is a team. I have mechanics that are available all the time if anything breaks down, and they know how to fix it. Even if I've got to build my own parts, I've got a machine shop to do it, and a team to do that. I've got operators with years of experience, they know how to do that. I have a guy who all he does all harvest is make sure it's safe, prevent accidents, train, not to get anybody hurt. I even have a guy who's assigned is to move the porta potties to make sure they're there before the crew gets there. Which might sound kind of silly, but it better happen. One time we did, it was kind of a crappy experience. Your team is important. Now, I won't ask for raising hands, I'll raise mine. Of those who don't feel that comfortable always public speaking, don't want to get up in front of you. That's not your thing. You might not know everything that you need to do, but you don't need to. Your team does. Your team has a lot of talent. realize, just like my harvest team does, that everything you need to do, if you rely on your team, you can accomplish it if you stay within the system and stay within the team. Right?
Yes, sir.
So focus on how important that is, to stay within the system that's there, to learn the system, and to ask for help and to get help. Really sense on your team that it's not one against the other. It isn't wrestling, it isn't boxing, it's a team effort, that the whole team wins. I'm about out of time. I've got a couple other thoughts I'd like to develop as you focus on how to accomplish this goal. I'll tell another story about, I was a scout leader for a while with some older scouts, and they wanted to climb the tallest mountain in Idaho. It's called Mount Dora. So I asked, we can get up there, it's tough, but we'll be careful, we'll go up there. So I take a bunch of scouts and a couple guys to help me, and we failed. We didn't get there. Had to turn back. I was disappointed, and not everyone on the team I was with was capable of getting there. But some of them really wanted to do it, so I made plans to take them again. But I went and found somebody who was an experienced mountain climber. In fact, his brother and brother-in-law had died on that mountain a few years before that, so he knew the mountain well. And so I got him to go with us, and he prepared us. He showed us conditioning, proper pace, proper equipment, and then we were successful. But it was because we were prepared and we were mentored in order to be successful. But there's a spot on Mount Dora, and it's called Chicken Out Ridge. And there's a reason why it's called Chicken Out Ridge. No, I never went there. Because that's about what the edge looks like.
Wow.
And you really want to have a rope and some people you trust when you cross it. And that's where people decide they've had enough many times and go back home and Chicken Out Ridge. Well, we always have a Chicken Out Ridge. I'll make that comparison to business and life every day. We hit something we're not comfortable with. We hit something beyond our comfort zone. We hit something that's just, I can't quite go to that level. But if you're prepared and you've got help, if your team has a rope, a safety net, you just think you can't do it because you can. But if you're prepared for Chicken Out Ridge, when you get there, you're looking at your teammate on the other side and have to hold a rope for a safety net, you can get across Chicken Out Ridge. My father told me one other story, and it's pertinent here. I remember as a kid being discouraged one time. It was blowing and cold. I wasn't very old. I wanted to quit, but that happened one day. And so I called it 8 seconds. And my dad said, boy, when the planet drops buds, it's like riding a bucket horse. Ride last 8 seconds. Get back up. Ride last 8 seconds. So if you're going to be a member of the team, and you're going to be successful to define whatever your terms of success are, it's not a 2-second ride. It's an 8-second ride. So when you don't think you can get across that next hurdle, think about the bucket horse. It's an 8-second ride, and I can't quit, even though it's more than 8 seconds. I can't quit until I actually accomplish my goal, until I finish the ride, until the ride is over. You can make that 8 seconds.
Wow.
Well, I had a great time being with you. I'm excited about the quality and character of you here and the future of Coyote. You have a great team, you have great leaders. Great things are coming. I guess I'll just compare it to this with Coyote. It's like a license to succeed. So let's go succeed. Thank you.
Saying that yes, that we were talking about earlier, the butterfly effect, hundreds of thousands gentleman right there. If you guys haven't had a chance to shake his hand, to meet him, take a picture with him, actually, I don't know if you're going to have a chance because he will be leaving a little bit sooner than later. But if you have the chance, try to take it. Because here's one thing that I've learned within this industry. In fact, Mr. Carl Taylor was just kind of speaking about this yesterday. Most people would not have the chance to shake that man's hand in any other company. That's right. But you have that here.
Yeah.
They're in the field. They know it. They love it. That's why I believe we live out and about in the distribution industry, and we get to override all of it. So
Right.
that is our round of applause. Now, what I get to do is I get to bring up another best friend of mine. He has been in this business going on a little over 3 months. Brand spanking new to the organization, and is an absolute rock star. And one thing that I want to tell you guys, when you land a rock star like this gentleman that's about to come up, understand you better be ready. You better be ready to run and grind and go 100 miles an hour, because it's people like this that come into your organization that can absolutely change your stars. Absolutely amazing gentleman. He's a servant leader. He cares so much about his organization.